Okay, let's take a look at this anonymous letter. How long will the charade go on? You will not get rid of me so easily. I will have my answer tonight. Oh, somebody was threatening the Korean ambassador. That is not good. Okay, so that's a piece of evidence. Yay, looks like we're going to need 5 more pieces of evidence before we can solve this mystery. Let's take a look at the ambassador. His body is partially underwater. If any forensics evidence existed, it's likely been washed away. True. I won't be able to rely on an autopsy, so I'll need to examine him carefully. Ooh, okay, so let's examine every part of him. His head. The back of his head has been smashed in by a narrow, jagged object. So something hit him. Jagged object, like I don't know, a stone or a stick. Baseball bat, something like that. Something's tucked under his undershirt. A silk handkerchief with the ambassador's seal. Okay, let's look at his arms. No defensive wounds, no signs of a struggle. Did he know his attacker? Some footprints are visible at the edge of the water. Curiously, it seems he was facing away from his attacker when the assault happened, so his back was turned when he got hit on the back of the head with a very sharp object. Let's summarize. The blow to the head was fatal, but why was he facing away from his killer? I need to find the murder weapon. Unless he was threatened or carried here, it seems that he came of his own volition. But why? He must have known the killer, yeah. But there is apparently no murder weapon here. I don't see any murder weapon. Do you see a murder weapon? Nope. Let's see, I want to take a look at this silk handkerchief. A handkerchief made of expensive silk. The ambassador's seal is embroidered in the bottom right corner. Okay. I didn't look at this imperial edict. I hereby bestow on you, Dai Renjai, the rights and responsibilities as prescribed by imperial law of investigating magistrate of the district of Penglai. Fancy. Okay. Well, do you have any new information, Minister? He's just kind of staring in disbelief. Yes, how can I help? Why did you ask for me? Why ask for me? As the investigating magistrate of this district, you are responsible for all the matters of law and order that arise within its borders. As such, you are judge, jury, prosecutor, and detective. Notwithstanding the secret nature of these meetings, you alone have the jurisdiction to investigate and solve the case. By the heavens, I hope you do. Who else was here? Who was at the compound tonight? The compound was comprised of a small house and a private garden which surrounds the waterfall. When in use, it's attended to by a staff of 3, house steward, cook, and maidservant. The ambassador and I each have a private bodyguard who remain by our sides at all times. Where are they now? You met my guard at the front gate. Ambassador Choi's guard is standing outside this very cave. The house steward is trying to keep himself busy in the main courtyard, and you'll find the cook and maidservant in the house. Okay, so we've got 5 or so suspects. How did you fall unconscious? Some sort of sleep-inducing drug, I imagine. So everyone was knocked unconscious. I imagine that one of these characters is the killer, so they drugged everybody else and pretended to be drugged. Or, you know, if that's not the case, then the killer came from the outside. At first I thought our food might have been tampered with, but since dinner was only to be served to me and the ambassador, and I, this would hardly explain why the others succumbed as well. Yeah, so if the others didn't partake of the dinner, how were they drugged at the same time? After waking, I examined the candles that were lit earlier in the evening, and judging by the condition, we were passed out for half an hour. The remarkable thing is, if all accounts are true, everyone passed out at the same time. When I worked as secretary of the Imperial Archives, I read a case in which a powerful sleeping gas was introduced in a closed room. All within it were knocked out minutes later. If what you say is true, it's possible a similar method was used here. Yeah, that's interesting. So was everybody knocked out by gas, or was there something in the food? Both explanations have their problems. As a matter of fact, at the time of the dinner, all the closed-in windows were indeed closed. What happened before you passed out? Did you notice anything out of the ordinary? I've replayed the events leading up to his disappearance over and over, but alas, nothing suspicious comes to mind. Were you the first to regain consciousness? No, the house steward and Choi's guard were already awake. They claimed to have come to only moments earlier. The others woke shortly after I did. Did anybody know about these secret meetings? obvious reasons, they're secret, so all the people present have some degree of knowledge about the meetings. The Emperor is the only one who knows the nature of the work the ambassador and I were engaged in. The treaty was only to be made public after it was finalized. Evidently, we were not cautious enough. What's so important about this treaty? Our work here would have ensured a decade of prosperity between our two nations. Who do you think benefits the most? The Koreans? No, they have no stomach for war against our empire in the first place. Make no mistake, our emperor is the one who would have gained the most from this agreement, allowing him to recapture the hearts and minds of the people in the twilight of his reign. But he will be the one paying most dearly for its failure. Like vultures circling a weak prey, his enemies will advance. Mark my words. You have much to learn, young magistrate. We live in uncertain times. Each move we make now either secures the empire or precipitates its demise. Do you have anybody who's suspicious, maybe? I wish I could say I do, but to my knowledge, no one here has any motive to kill. Exit. I'll investigate further. Good, I'll be in the sitting room if you need me. Okay, so I imagine now we can actually leave this area after finishing the discussion. So the candles proved they were unconscious for about a half hour. The fact that I've got a candle to maybe prove that, it makes me think, well, I'm gonna have to test this theory, see if it really was a half hour. And here's Captain Bae. The death of his master will undoubtedly carry severe consequences upon his return to Korea. Undoubtedly. Let's talk to him. My name is Dai Renjai. I'm in charge of this investigation. Are you Ambassador Choi's military guard? Yes, sir. I'm Captain Bae of the Korean Royal Guard. There's no need for any further formalities. I do not wish to speak to any Chinese officials until an investigative team from my own country is present. What do you mean? Why should I trust a Chinese detective when it's under Chinese care that the ambassador has been assassinated? Do you think me that naive? Oh, well, I mean, we are in China. It makes sense that the local, detective is Chinese. This is Chinese soil. Murder has taken place. Unless you cooperate, I cannot guarantee your freedom. Don't speak to me about jurisdiction. If you detain me, it'll be seen by my country as a hostile act. I'm prepared to serve my country no matter what the cost. I understand your reservations, but if we do not act tonight, the trail may be lost and we may lose our only chance to apprehend the killer. How can we just do nothing and wait? I'll make a bargain with you. Show me that you're truly here to find the truth. Show me your skills as an investigator, and I will cooperate and answer your questions. Very well, you have a deal. I'll return when I've uncovered more about the case. I shall expect your cooperation. So we need to find evidence proving that we're a cool detective. I don't think he's going to accept this, but I'm going to try anyway. I'm going to show him my my papers. That won't be necessary. Okay, so what do we have here? We have a tree hollow, huh? Let's take a look at it. Something is stuck inside the tree trunk. Well, go get it. Go grab it, my man. The object that's lodged here is just beyond my grasp. I need something to extend my reach. Gosh, okay. Waterfall is beautiful. Let's look at it. I can feel its mist brushing against my skin. Yet there's a gentle stillness to these falls that's hard to describe. Do I have any item which would be good for picking up? Yeah, I don't think I have an item which would be good for extending my reach. I don't see how that would help. Would the candle help? No, I don't think that's a good idea. What about the handkerchief? Let's use the handkerchief. On second thought, that probably won't work. I wonder what this pause button in the upper right corner is. Okay, so that takes up this menu. I can zoom, save, load, that sort of thing. Cool. Let's look at this stone lantern. These large stone lanterns help illuminate the garden. Thank you for that illuminating comment. Let's see, I'm back in the main courtyard. This is going to be the steward, I believe. Some sort of rag. Piece of cloth's been dropped on the ground. That looks like evidence. I'm taking it. It's a rag coated with some kind of herbal oil. I can't identify the herb, but it has a minty aroma. Let's see if there's another description of it. Nope, that's the exact same description. Okay, well that's good. And there's cherry blossom. Let's take a look at this. From the looks of it, this lovely cherry blossom was in full bloom just days ago. It does look quite lovely indeed.